All right, live from the WVMO studios, I am joined by the last Revel. Hey guys, thanks for coming down. Why don't you play us a song and we'll go from there.
All right.
I'm chasing shadow in the night. She found a light but couldn't share. I hear empty bells of winter. I hear prayers you can't forget her. The cutthroat blood red morning makes the darkness seem to live. But you're gone. It's not easy. Solid gone. It's not easy. Long before I ever knew you, I watched the spirit spin right through you. Watched the bonfire burn and burn and burn up every word. I knew right then that I would follow down the steep and dark timbered hollow to hell and back we'd ride as if it was another sacred gift. But you're gone. It's not easy. Solid gone. It's not easy. Easy. But you're gone, and it's not easy. Solid gone. It's not easy. You're gone. It's not easy. Solid gone. It's not easy.
Yes. Live from the WVMO studios, I am here with the last Revel, appearing as part of the Concerts on the Shore at San Damiano Park tomorrow night, right here in Monona. That show kicks off at 5 p.m. with Harmonious Whale. Last Revel taking the stage a little later on, maybe about 7 p.m. Open to the public, an amazing spot to play and hear live music. And you guys, I really appreciate you coming over here today to visit.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're excited.
So I got some Midwestern guys here back in town. So you guys are no strangers to Madison. Vinny, when's the last time you were here?
Oh gosh, when was the last time we were here? We were here this winter.
Yeah, we played the Majestic last November. Yeah.
Sounds good. Hey,
Yeah.
so I should introduce the band. We got Ryan Acker over here. He's playing the banjo. Lee Henke is playing guitar. And Vinny Donatelli's playing fiddle. And everybody's doing some singing. And that was a track off the new record, Gone for Good, came out last year via 30 Tigers.
Yeah.
Right? Produced by Dave Simonette from Trampled by Turtles. That's pretty
correct.
cool. We should talk about that a little bit. But so Ryan, you're a New Glarus guy.
Yeah, I grew up in New Glarus. Yep.
Yeah.
And Lee, you are Monroe.
Monroe, Wisconsin.
So, but you got beer and cheese covered, and then Vinny, I was teasing you that you're the Lutefisk guy
I'm the Lutefisk guy.
because you're
Yeah.
from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so originally you guys met up at UW Oshkosh, and then the two of you started going to Mankato State, and then you run into this guy over here.
That's correct.
Yeah. Big old mohawk on this guy when I met him. I figured we should probably be friends. We should probably know each other.
Isn't it interesting? Sometimes you spot somebody, especially when you're living in a smaller place, and you're like, you know what, this person's got their own energy.
Yeah.
And you know that's important. That's how I've met some of my favorite people, is because they were wearing a mohawk.
It's meant
You
to
know,
be.
me too.
Oh man. So Ryan, you and Lee meet, and he said he was like, he heard you like picking guitar or whatever. He's like, hey, let's get together and jam. Who are some of the artists that you guys kind of had in common when you first met?
Gosh. Yeah, I would say mostly indie rock when we first got started. We loved like Black Keys and My Morning Jacket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're losing.
I think the camera might be falling over.
We're doing like a little OSHA check here. All right, so I'm sorry, I got distracted by the potential loss of life. Hey, Brandon, could you come in here and maybe help us with this situation?
Yeah, mostly indie rock when we first got started. There was a lot of like My Morning Jacket and Black Keys and stuff like that. And that's kind of the music we were writing at first too when we first met. Yeah, it wasn't until like a couple of years later that we kind of found our way towards kind of like this more folk Americana sound. And, we were writing music on acoustic instruments already and then kind of translating it to these electric guitars and stuff like that.
Had you been playing banjo?
No, I picked up the banjo to be in this band.
Okay.
Lee already played guitar, and I knew he wasn't going to switch from playing guitar, so I had to pick up something else.
Yeah. So, your banjo style, it seems like it's not a Scruggs style. It's a little.
No, it's called clawhammer style.
Yeah.
I've really gravitated to it over the years. I do a little bit of like that three-finger Scruggs style, but I'm not very good at it. It just depends on the song that we're playing, whether I do one or the other. But it's been a fun instrument to kind of like dig into and kind of find my own style with it, because I don't think any of us are trying to be like traditional bluegrass players by any means. We're kind of trying to like find our own path through it and find our own way. And it's fun to do it on instruments that have like limitations, to be honest. So you have to kind of like, navigate this like new world.
Here's my take on purists is like they don't recognize that like Bill Monroe was like a radical innovator, right?
Right.
He wasn't playing tradition. He was like playing new music.
Yeah.
Right. And
Somebody had to do it first.
And then it gets ossified, or whatever it is. But so My Morning Jacket, that's part of that kind of that Wausau scene. Is that?
Oh
No, they're from Lexington, Kentucky, or Louisville down there.
I'm thinking about Bon Iver. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
That's
He was Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Eau Claire,
but
okay.
We've been big fans of that group for a long time, for sure.
Yeah.
So Vinny, did you grow up playing the fiddle?
Yeah, I did. I started playing. I was kind of more classically trained. I started playing violin when I was in third grade, and kind of gravitated more towards gypsy jazz and Irish fiddle tunes.
Cool.
Growing up, I feel like the two kind of lineages of music that kind of go around bluegrass, but there's some thread that kind of connects those styles all.
I think that's absolutely true. So Harmonious Whale is going to be opening the show tomorrow, and Sims Delaney Potoff, who's the mandolin player in that band, was talking about he learned about gypsy jazz from Jethro Burns.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
right?
I can see that, yeah.
And so it's exactly what you're talking about. Like there's these traditional styles people want to like put musicians in boxes. You know, like, you know, I can only listen to these 5 bands, you know, and that's it. But, you know, so who were like some of the bands that you were listening to, Leland? Like you first, like, I want to write a song like that.
My dad didn't own any CDs except for Johnny Cash, and my mom wouldn't allow them in the house. So I grew up on a lot of Johnny Cash in the work truck, just driving around town. And I always remembered there was like such a simplicity to his songs. And I never like really had a ton of respect for it then, but then and as I got older, I found out how hard it is to write a good song that's simple, like with the parameters of 3 chords.
I like that Johnny Cash was so outlaw that he wasn't even allowed in your house.
Yeah.
You had to go out in the truck to listen to that stuff, man.
But yeah, he was probably the first, like, and you know, he was a songwriter, singer, you know, he did it all, and I had a lot of respect for that too. But as far as musicians and bands and stuff, I fell in love with Nirvana when I was in high school, and I wanted to be Kurt Cobain so bad for so long. I had long hair back then, a whole lot more hair than I have now. But yeah, just anytime there was like a musician writing the songs they were singing, I always felt like really connected to it, because it had to be kind of honest if you were gonna, you know, connect with your audience.
Yeah.
So,
hey, if you're just joining us, Joe Martin here. I'm live in the WVMO studios with The Last Revel. They're coming to Concerts on the Shore tomorrow night at San Damiano Park in Monona. The Last Revel, here with me, Ryan Acker, Lee Henke, and Vinny Donatelli. And they're going to be playing a lot of great stuff from across their catalog. You guys have done this for a long time. The latest record, Gone for Good, came out in 2025. And you want to play us another song off that record? And we can talk a little bit more?
Unless you guys want to play.
All right,
we could.
We didn't talk about.
We didn't
our
talk
set
about
list.
that.
I never make these decisions.
We could do Until Death.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Yeah. This one's about trying to live on a mountain in the winter, for the most part. Trying to make carve a life out of somewhere that's pretty tough to live. So. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You could say I was stuck knee deep in the mud. Somewhere off of Calderdale, I was praying for a flood. Cleaned up all the season, staked all the wood. Just 'cause I'm leaving don't mean I'm gone for good. But if half the world is lying and the rest don't know the truth, until death, I will live for you. Until death, I will live for you. Rest stop, wide awake, spiders on my mind. I'll wrestle with my emptiness with a full bottle of wine. Stumble on a prima donna and told her how I felt. Now I'm feeling even worse, should have kept it to myself. And if half the world is lying and the rest don't know the truth, Until death, I will live for you. Until death, I will live for you. You, me, and the mountain, we're fighting through the drifts. This life ain't easy, but we're way too broke to quit. So if the whole world is lying and no one knows the truth, until death, I will live for you. Until death, I will live for you. Until death, I will live for you. Until death, I will live for you.
Yes. So good. The last Revel here in the WVMO studios. Hey, that was fantastic. I'll tell you what, guys. Let's take a break just for a couple minutes. We'll run a couple of community announcements, and we'll come back and keep going. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. You're listening to live local radio right here on 98.7 WVMO. I'm Joe Martin in the studio with the last Revel. Nice enough to come down in anticipation of their appearance at Concerts on the Shore tomorrow night at San Damiano Park. That show is open to the public, and it starts at 5 p.m. There's food trucks, there's beer, there's non-alcoholic beverages, there's an amazing sunset view. Harmonious Whale, Gypsy Jazz Legends, they're going to start the show at 5 p.m., and then the Revel's coming on after that. And I see the three of you got your instruments in your hand. But what are we going to hear next, Vinny?
Tall Grass is a song off of our most recent album as well.
All right, let's go.
Step through the tall grass, catch our breath where we belong. Hold you tight beneath the overpass, where the lightning bugs shone so strong. I wanna raise you a garden where cicadas hum along, so I can bring you flowers and a song when it all goes wrong. But I don't know how we're bound. I thought we had more time, thought we had so long. How about some more of our lives? Hope is a clever bow, and I go wherever you go, go wherever you go, go wherever you go. We had a quiet romance along that Mississippi road, lost in the hills at sunset. In the red skylight we were each other's first unknown. Forget about our flesh, dancing flame along our souls, that gathers our chipped ended pieces melting them together whole. But I don't know how bad. I thought we had more time, thought we had so long. Carve out some more of our lives. Hope is a clever boy. Now go wherever you go, go wherever you go, go wherever you go. 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 Go wherever you go.
Yes. The last Revel right here in the WVMO studios. So, guys, it's great to hear this music in person. You sound fantastic. So, it's, you've got the thousands, the tens of thousands of hours probably put together over a decade and a half playing together.
Yeah.
And I know there was a hiatus there, but you come back and you can just immediately feel the muscle memory with you guys and just kind of the implicit listening that's going on with the three of you. When you got together to start recording the new record, tell us a little bit about the process, Lee. Like, did you each come in with stuff that you wanted to work on? Was it more organic? What happened?
It was kind of traditionally the same course as we all write songs independently, at least to a certain percentage of completion, and then we bring them together to make them work as the band. And with us all living in different places, we were sharing songs over text messages a lot and trying to figure out which ones we really liked and which ones are going to make the cut. And then when we finally were narrowing it down, we had specific days on tour that we set aside so we could practice and record band demos of them. And in this case, we sent them to Dave from Trampled to listen to them and get his producer notes on them before we came into the studio.
Ryan, were you workshopping some of this stuff, like when you're playing gigs, like to see if stuff worked, or was that kind of that's not quite how it works?
No, we didn't really try out anything live at that point. That we kind of I'd hate to play something live that I know for sure I wasn't sure was gonna be.
Yeah,
I guess it's a sacred thing to share that new stuff, and you always got to be really conscientious of when and how you do that. During sound checks we always kind of screw around with stuff. That's pretty common for just riffs or chords or whatever. But to get down to the nitty gritty of how this band forms a song is almost all off stage. I would say.
Yeah,
Vinny, that's one of those things that people who are go to shows, they don't necessarily see what's happening at sound check and whatever, and it's band doesn't have a whole lot of time to actually practice.
Yeah,
and it's so you have a few minutes where you can be try to tighten up something that maybe you want to, or you want to tweak something a little bit, but it's a little different than just sitting around the living room when you guys are traveling.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's I think, was it Go On was the earliest version of that I can remember is trying to follow a banjo part that you had come up with, Ryan, in I think the Cavalier Theater in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And that was prior to anything else happening with that song. And to that extent, I mean, things, no one's going to tell songs how to be written I feel like.
Yeah, for
So-
sure.
Put it.
Well, when you try to impose that kind of structure on something, it's probably going to backfire.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna
Yeah.
find out what it is.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it's not. But
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me personally, anytime I try to like really formally sit and be creative is like sit down and like, okay, I have a good idea that I need to just flesh out. I need to do the like administrative work on this song to make it like round it out. And it's like, oh, okay. Or I have this brilliant new idea for a song that's totally unrelated to that I'm going to spend my 1 hour I had this week of songwriting time to just figure out what that idea is.
well, it's fascinating to see people's different process, because I guess there are definitely people who can punch the clock and sit down like that sheepdog in the cartoon and just like that's their approach. And so for some of us, it's more like, when does the muse want to, pay a visit? But Lee, I'm thinking having somebody who you trust, like Dave Simonette, to like send these demos to, and get a sense of just another perspective from you guys' really close perspective.
Yeah, it was honestly, that was a huge part of his production. Was we've had so much respect for him and what he's done in his career that we all like prepped really hard and like didn't want to show up with any songs that sucked because it was Dave. We didn't want to have him have to put his name on anything that he didn't like or approve of either. And I think that, like, even if it was just subconscious pressure, I think it really made the record as good as it is.
Yeah. So Ryan, where did you record, and how long was the recording process?
We recorded at Pachyderm Studios, which is in Cannon Falls, Minnesota, which is south of Minneapolis by 70 minutes or so. And it's this beautiful property on this little creek in this like wooded area. It feels very quiet and secluded. It's and then there's this beautiful studio with this huge glass windows. And what's interesting about studios, we've been in a lot of studios, you don't see a lot of windows in studios because it's not great for sound recording, but somehow they made it work in this studio where there's these huge beautiful glass windows looking out at like this huge oak tree in this little creek. And then there's like a house, this like Frank Lloyd Wright style band house that you get to stay in on the property. And we were there for 5 nights, I think 5 or 6 nights, and we recorded for 5 days. And it was so beautiful because we got to stay on the property and we got to cook for ourselves. And like I did trout fishing in the morning before like the session started. And it's like, we never get to do that kind of stuff if you're like in a studio in Nashville or like even some studios in Minneapolis we've been to. And then, I love those for different reasons, but it was such a special experience for such like a unique studio space. And then to be there with Dave Simonette, who has a lot of experience at Pachyderm. He's the one who has suggested it. It just felt like very intuitive. The whole thing was really intuitive.
Well, what's great about that, and I think it shows on God for Good, is that there's a coherence to the sound. And like it feels like an album. Sometimes you'll catch a release from somebody and it feels like things got airdropped in from different continents, or stuff, and that's great too, maybe. But like the records that I grew up with, there's kind of that sense of a moment that's being captured. Does that?
Yeah, like a time and a place kind of thing. And I think that resonates with what we all really enjoy in recordings as well.
Yeah. And it feels like there's lyrically some through lines to this, and it has to do with you guys' journey as a band, and then just as people, right? Because you start this and you're in your 20s, and you're traveling all the time, and now here you guys, you're grown and you got
traveling all the time.
But like you've now you're living adult lives and trying to achieve some kind of balance, right? Is that the difference now as compared to just burning it on both ends? And,
for sure. Yeah, it's it's been kind of like this amazing journey like evolving as people along with the band evolving, kind of like coinciding with each other. It's been really interesting to like kind of have these two things kind of change over time, where I don't feel like we're the same band we were 10 years ago, and I think that's a really good thing. And I like to think that people who like the band also are like growing up with us in a way, where it's, you know, we're writing, it's different subject matter now than it was then. And man, it's so nice to be able to like reflect our live experiences.
I wonder if like your fans, you know, and you've got like a really rabid fan base, but it's like, you know, you take things for granted, and then when they go away for a little while and they come back, you know, my understanding is that when you guys did come back a few years ago, you know, you realized that, you know, the music you'd made really had an impact on people.
Yeah, honestly, that's a big part of the like connecting fiber of the band now is, and like kind of purpose, I guess, is, you know, all those people showed up for us, and we weren't expecting it. And you know, people come up at the merch table all the time, and they say, you know, like, oh, this song, you know, made me meet my wife, and now they have kids, and you know, you like, these songs became like such a part of their life in a way that I definitely never expected that to be a thing. So it's like the songs almost mean more to the people that found them than us at times, which is, you know, it's the most beautiful thing to have that community built around, you know, these songs, and the community of the people that go to the shows, and they meet each other at shows, and they do all this stuff. So yeah, it's it feels a lot less self-serving now. It feels more community-based whenever we're working on a project or playing shows.
Well, in case you're just joining us, we're talking to the last Revel here in the WVMO studios. They're playing tomorrow night at a community event. Right? It's concerts on the shore, and it's a great venue right on the shore of Lake Monona. It's just a beautiful sunset, and we're going to see multi-generational local people all coming. You know, bring your lawn chair. You know, there's going to be food trucks there, and there's beer and non-alcoholic beverages there as well. But it's a place for the community to gather, and you know, there have been a lot of challenges in recent weeks here in this area, and it's going to be a great opportunity for neighbors and friends to get together and, you know, enjoy not only great company but great music as well. So with that note, maybe we could get you guys to play another song before we take another community message break.
Sounds great.
What do you think, guys? What are you going to play for us next?
We're going to do an older tune of ours called Iron and Ore. All right.
her dress to her knees, cold water melt from the snow. Awake in the night, the silence like freedom. We've been through what no one can know. Leaves on the trees, they were cursing at me. How could she love you anymore? Selflessly giving, but viciously driven. A hammer, it ripped through the floor. Ripped through the floor like iron and ore. This isn't a war, it's already won. North Country mines, they take what was given and cleave from the natural land. And hidden agendas have made the decision not their North Country men. Letters she sent, it was written in pen. Between the lines there was more. Lyrically gifted but cleverly twisted, a hammer it ripped through the floor. Ripped through the floor like iron and ore. This isn't a war, it's already won. Ripped through the floor like iron and ore. This isn't a war, it's already won. Ripped through the floor like iron and ore. This isn't a war, it's you letting go. Rip through the floor like iron and ore.
Yes. The last Revel here in the WVMO studios. Man, that was fantastic. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Hey, if it's okay with you guys, let's do a couple quick community notices, just a couple minutes, and we'll come back and talk some more.
Sounds good.
All right, we are back. It is live local radio here on 98.7 WVMO. I'm Joe Martin, joined in the studio by the last Revel. That's Ryan Acker, Lee Henke, and Vinny Donatelli. They're going to be playing tomorrow night at the Concerts on the Shore at San Damiano Park. That show starts at 5 p.m. with Harmonious Whale, Madison Gypsy Jazz Legends, and then the last Revel coming on, playing maybe starting around 7 o'clock. You're going to want to get there early. You know, bring your lawn chair, your camping chair, maybe bring some bug spray. We'll see how things are. And, bring a little sunscreen because I think the sun's going to be coming out. We're going to be enjoying a beautiful, beautiful sunset out there. And bring your appetite because there are food trucks. If you're thirsty, you're going to be okay because they sell beer, they sell non-alcoholic beverages there, if you want to bring a picnic lunch, that's okay too. It's a community event. It's really a great time. I want to thank our friend Marcus Johann, host of The Good Kind. He is a guy who's put these 3 concerts together. He's done an amazing job this summer, and. Nice. He's finishing it off in style. And speaking of Marcus, I listened to his show last night, and Lee, you had a great conversation with him that you had recorded, and you were telling the story about an amazing gig you guys recently played at the Ryman.
Oh yeah.
So for people who don't know,
oh, that one.
that little old gig. I'm sure 99% of our listeners know that is the home of country music, and I know that you spent some time down in Nashville and lived down there. And tell us again, for folks who weren't able to listen last night, about that experience.
I mean, it's the best room we've ever played. It sounds amazing. And funny enough, when I lived down there, I made a whole lot more friends working construction because there was so much competition of really talented musicians playing out all the time, and I couldn't pay my rent at the prices that were offered for playing shows down there. And I met some good people in the music industry too, but was nowhere near playing the Ryman. That was such a fictional concept to me. And then funny enough, leaving Nashville and reuniting with the band, it's to get that invite just kind of blew my mind, and it still doesn't quite feel real, but we played a great show and it went really well, and the crowd loved it too, so it was a dream come true.
So Ryan, Lee's telling this story, and he's talking about how he's got a little case of the imposter syndrome that we all get, and you're telling him, man, we earned this.
Yeah, it's been a subject of conversation, especially this year. For some reason, it's come up a lot. Well, that concept of imposter syndrome. It's common in everybody's life for sure, but it seems like musicians kind of get plagued with it a lot. And I've been thinking about lately, all these opportunities we've been getting, and how I feel grateful that I don't feel that lately, because I feel like we've put in so much time and effort and energy and grown so much as a band and made so much music, and have kind of proven ourselves in a way where it's we get to play the Ryman. I think we deserve that. And I gotta say, I feel bad for bands who have this viral momentum to them, where it's one day they're in their living room, the next day they're playing these big venues, where it's they probably struggle with that a little bit more than us, who have kind of grown this natural, slow progression. But we feel like we belong where we are.
Well, yeah, Vinny, there is something to be said about sweat equity.
Oh yeah,
in this life,
yeah, for sure.
But I like Lee's story about meeting you, and you're out there, dancing on the tables, like you're a guy with that kind of positive energy. It seems like whatever room you're in, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Having seen a clip of you guys on that stage, how did it feel?
There's a lot of ghosts in that room. Yeah, it felt like there was definitely more than 4 people on stage for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not hyperbole to say that it was a spiritual experience to play at the Ryman.
Mm-hmm. No, that's just an amazing thing, and
there were literally ghosts in the room, man.
You gotta believe it.
You gotta believe me. There are ghosts everywhere.
I totally believe it, and you're gonna be playing at a place that seriously has a lot of history, right? The San Damiano Park was Ho-Chunk lands for thousands of years, right? Mm-hmm. And in recent years, right, it was a friary. These guys lived on this property, and then the city of Monona acquired it. But it is this undeveloped jewel of a park that exists kind of in the middle of this urban landscape, and you'll be able to look out across Lake Monona. You'll see the Capitol and the Monona, or the Madison skyline, excuse me, and it's really a space that also feels like it has some kind of historical context. And I'm guessing you guys are going to get a big kick out of playing there. And there's something about playing outside.
Yeah, there is, for sure. I love this season of music. It really beats the hell out of touring through the winter in the Midwest.
Yeah.
That can be fun too, but it's outdoor shows, just again that community. You feel it more.
Yeah, acoustic band, it'd be hard to keep those instruments tuned if they've been sitting in the trunk for a little while.
Oh yeah, they're pretty fickle.
Yeah,
you know that feeling. So yeah, and there's something about the way that the sound works. Greg White, Madison Pro Audio, is going to be doing the sound, and they're the best in town.
Great,
sweet,
and they'll be treating you guys right tomorrow. But there's something about the sound of music carrying out over the lake and over the water. It's just a little different,
extra special.
Yeah,
and for acoustic music, it seems like perfectly appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably some ghosts out there too.
I think so. So, Could we get you guys to play us maybe one more song from the new record, Gone for Good?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or are you going to play?
Let's play an older one.
Let's do a classic.
Yeah, let's play.
We're doing a classic.
Okay, good.
We're playing the songs that got us to the rhyming.
Want to do Engine Trouble? Are we doing one more or you want to do two more?
Is it the last one?
Oh, no, if you got time, let's do two
Just
more.
Keep going, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do
This one's called Blind in the Fray. And Ryan and I wrote this one. Lyrically, we wrote this one. I had a chorus to it, and we're sitting out on Vinny's porch one day, and Ryan was like, what if it was not that chorus? and yeah, Ryan came up with Blind in the Fray. Kind of made the whole song happen. So, Vinny, you did good work too.
Someone had to have a porch to sit on.
Exactly. Anyway, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Dime store, penny short, waiting for so much more. Crying out, calling cold apologies. Lord, it's old and she turned to me. Blind in the fray, weight of this world. She will not be tamed. Letter sent, nothing yet. A hospital, an empty bed, wishing well, all unread. The fairy tale is over dead, and she turned to me. Blind in the fray, weight of this world. She will not be tamed. She turned to me, blind in the fray, weight of this world. She will not be tamed. She turned to me, blind in the fray, weight of this world. She will not be tamed.
Yes.
All right.
Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. So I'm curious. Like, some of the songs we're going to be hearing tomorrow night are going to be relatively new songs. Some of these songs are songs that you guys have inhabited for a long time. Do you feel like as the years go on, do arrangements evolve? Do you like, are there things that you like your own sense of the song? Lee, like for example, you were kind of describing how, sometimes you don't realize how other people are gonna feel about a song, and then does that kind of turn things around when you're performing it a little bit?
Yeah, I think we've made a lot of changes based on like, especially live. There's one thing on the record, but when you feel the crowd, you can almost feel like they want something more out of a certain section of a song. And that's when we'll have discussions about, pauses or like vocal changes and things like that. So yeah, they kind of evolve based on how they feel on stage quite a bit actually over the years.
There's like that kind of tension and release with an audience, right, where it's like something kind of raves up and it builds and yeah, why go to the 4 if the 1 is working? So what do you have a sense like when we come down tomorrow night, like is it going to be kind of a journey from the whole story of the last Revel?
Yeah, I think so for sure. When we do shows like this where it's one in a place where we've been playing for 12 or 15 years, it's really fun to kind of like call back to the first couple records of our careers and kind of like have like a full spread of the catalog. Because we have fans here who have been with us the whole time. And we'll probably see a lot of those people tomorrow night. So it's fun to kind of like go down memory lane with those people and kind of like tip our hat to a place that really helped us kind of spread our wings. Yeah, we'll play, especially if we have to, we're playing a full set. So we're drawing way back from our catalog and our songs are only 2.5, 3 minutes long. So you do the math.
But like, not only are you going to have a lot of friends there, you're going to have a lot of fans there. You two Wisconsin guys, you may have some family there too.
Yeah.
Right?
Every time we play in southern Wisconsin, it feels kind of like a family reunion. People.
They're even listening right now. Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, hey, Mom.
That's fantastic. Are there songs that that you got to play for Mom when she comes?
She likes Celine Dion a lot. I don't think we have any Celine Dion covers. But I know she likes some of ours too.
You have a couple hours to kill tonight. Maybe we could pick up.
Oh my God, that would make her so happy.
What's the other one you used to clean to? Michael Bublé.
Oh yeah, Bublé.
Okay. Yeah. No,
we could figure something out. Yeah. No promises, Mom.
That sounds fantastic. I know that I will associate songs with a place or a time or whatever it is. I mean, are there any songs that stick out to you when you think about Madison area, like, or just periods in the band's history?
Roll Out the Barrel is. You talking about our songs, though, right?
Oh no, no.
Were you talking about our songs? Are you talking about any songs in general?
It could be any songs in general.
Oh, geez, it really.
Whew.
I mean,
that's too broad of a question, I feel like, because, there's a ton of things that I associate with Madison, and at the same time, it's all, like, I get obsessed with, like, a song, and or, like, a body of songs, and that will kind of be my anthem to an entire season of my life. But I have really vivid memories of the Hazard and Fate era of the band. For whatever reason, California Be Kind which is one of our songs, feels like it's in my memory very much. It's in the background of thinking back to those kind of years spent going through Madison. In particular, if I think about the parking lot of the High Noon Saloon, saying goodbye to Ghost of Paul Revere after touring with them for that run.
You can remember that?
Surprisingly, which is crazy. Maybe it's a little bit of When you have a memory that's founded on the stories people tell you,
Yeah.
maybe it's a little bit of that experience.
Yeah.
But certainly, if I'm like visualizing the High Noon Saloon, that song definitely comes into my mind for sure.
Yeah, Moonshiner is an old traditional song that we play about whiskey. And I remember specifically playing that one at the Majestic and just being like, wow, this room was built for this song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that place was around when there was bootlegging. That goes back to Prohibition days. That venue, so that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More ghosts.
Yeah, there's a very specific memory I have that not really about a song, but it was way back in our careers, and it was one of our first like ticketed shows at, I think it was called the Harmony Bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of our
pizza
favorites
place or something,
yeah.
and I remember it feeling like it was like the first time we did a ticketed show in Madison, and I don't know, it felt like a lot at the time, but like 100 or 200 people showed up, and it felt like for the first time, we're out of our home state of Minnesota where the band started, and it's like, oh, this actually is clicking somewhere that's not just like our friends coming to a bar. Like it felt like the first time, like, oh, we can actually do this. This is actually starting to click, and I'll always credit Madison for that first like experience in my mind, as far as like, oh, this is starting to work.
So fantastic. Fantastic. So everybody listening, Concerts on the Shore. The music starts at 5 p.m. tomorrow with Harmonious Whale. After them, the Last Revel's going to be playing a full set. Might want to get there a little bit early, get your camping chair set up, find yourself something to eat, something to drink. Good spot to enjoy the music and say hi to all your friends and neighbors. Is the third and final installment of what's been an amazing summer of music here in Monona. Guys, we got time for one more song. Would you be willing to grace us with one more?
Yeah,
Of course.
Fantastic. The Last Revel appearing at Concerts on the Shore Thursday, August 13th. That's tomorrow. Show starts at 5 p.m. with Harmonious Whale. Last Revel, what do you got for us?
We're going to play Engine Trouble. This one's been, well received, and really grateful that this song ever happened. It's I like to say it's about a van I couldn't figure out how to start and a relationship I couldn't figure out how to end. So here it goes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
She was born in the early morning, the back seat of that Oldsmobile. Mother was a stunner, father forgot about her. It's probably for the better. She seldom pulls her punches, instead she throws most of them. She steal your keys and drive you home, but leave you sleeping all alone. I wish she would love me like I know she could. I wish she would love me like I know she could. I wish she would love me like I know she could. She's been running since she stole that motorcycle from her weird uncle
Steve.
She keep a ragged red rag in the back seat of a denim jeans. She's got stains on her hands, undeniably engine trouble. What's the fun in putting trust in anything reliable? I wish she would love me like I know she could. I wish she would love me like I know she could. I wish she would love me like I know she could. she could. I wish she would love me like I know she could. I wish she would love me like I know she could.
Yes. The Last Revel. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.